There was a question from some of the subscribers about possibly if bipolar transistors could be used in this circuit. Right now I'm using a power MOSFET in this prototype. Basically it's a 0 to 160 volt power supply. We're going into a load that's drawing about 26 milliamps right now. So if you want to use bipolar transistors, I think this becomes a little bit easier from the standpoint of thermal protection and heat sinking, because bipolar transistors in general are designed for linear service. Most of the MOSFETs today are designed for repetitive, peak, switching, high frequency type operation, and not for key down linear service. So yes, bipolar would be better in that regard. However, the simple circuit becomes a little more complicated because unlike the MOSFET that has a high impedance and simply is going to follow what you have on your reference, driving a bipolar transistor, you're going to need to have higher impedance, more gain. So you would have to use a Darlington pair or a Darlington transistor. Finding those for high voltage is a little bit rough. So if you did decide to do bipolar, you can find high voltage transistors. You'd have to put a pair of them together to form a Darlington. I'm thinking maybe we should try what we can get off an ATX power supply. So with an ATX power supply like this one, and this guy, it's got transistors, it's got heat sinks, it's got capacitors, it's got a lot of useful parts here. You can usually find some high voltage bipolar transistors that you could use probably to the 350 volt range without much problem. Here's a fairly popular part you'll find on some of the old ATX power supplies. It's the MJE 13009, and this power transistor is an excellent pass device. It's used as a switching device on the ATX power supply, but it'll work just fine in linear service for a follower type power supply. Two of these in a cascade as a Darlington would make an excellent pass device, and it would have a high enough impedance that you could still use the 500K type voltage control. I'm going to be ordering some 13001s, which are the TO92 style of this transistor, to form a Darlington, and I will do that supply for you before moving on to the final MOSFET type design. Stand by. I'll do a simple bipolar version of what we've got here. It's not going to be as high a voltage because I'm stealing parts off the ATX power supply, but it should work okay. Again, up to about the 350 volt region.